Yoga for healing. What's up? It is 2:52 a.m. The table's been calling me, but I've been ignoring it. Yes. Because we already know what's going on, but apparently there's something else that needs to be said. We know the shit's going down as we go up. So keep soaring high. The higher you raise your vibration, the quicker they fall. For those who are waiting for karmic lessons to be learned, and hopefully you'll get to that point where you're not waiting to hear about the karma that somebody is getting, that lost their wings, lost their soul, someone you saw as a human being. How can we say that we are reflections of each other and then laugh? Yes, the ancestors have jokes sometimes to break the ice, to loosen us up, and laughter brings life. Everyone should be practicing, creating, practicing, visualizing their manifestations. Walking around your house, if you're solo dolo like I do, sometimes I imagine my true love is in the other room. Not for long. I don't do it like for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Oh yeah, if you're over there. No. I just visualize it and hold it for a second. It's part of the manifestation. You're a healer, if you're a healer. I know a lot of people say, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, but yet don't know who they are. Like these fallen ones that we hear about, that still refuse to learn the lesson. How everybody gets up and just goes to work, goes out to dinner, goes to see a movie, and waiting for the government to let 3 million or billion documents. I don't care if it was 300. I don't care if it was only 3. Each individual must awaken and do their part. And then as a whole, standing together gets it done. But everybody is always, well, I won't say everyone, the sleepers, the ones that are still waiting for Jesus to come back and put them on his back, like he hasn't done enough. Which is actually the name Iosis. Look it up. Starts with an I-E. O-U-S-I-S. Look it up. Because only yourself allows yourself to be trapped where you are. People want to have gifts, but they don't want to do the work. You're not going to receive anything unless you show the universe you can hold the responsibility. That's why some of these people we call karmics, because they're still in their north or south node. Some who had gifts, they have lost them. They have no protection right now. as we speak. So imagine walking around the planet knowing you lost your soul, lost your spiritual abundance. You have no life now as you walk the earth, and you have nothing after. Yet, we wonder why some people end up going into schools and shooting them up. Let's make it make sense. Put all the pieces together, because there's too often there's a piece here that we know. We leave it there, continue on, still seeing those same things, thinking that you're getting somewhere. What is it that the universe, the Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guides need us to know about these karmics? That yes, I know what they've done to me, and I want to call them all kinds of names, and I do at times, because there's a balance. I've did my fair bid, now let's get in. What is the present energy? Abandoned, left out, sideways. They don't want to be left out in the cold. They feel abandoned, yet they still don't realize they abandoned themselves. Surrounded themselves with an environment that was toxic and expected you to stay standing next to it. Now they feel abandoned. Now they big mad and they want to argue. You want to argue? Well, man, I ain't got time to argue. Free will. People like to scream, I have free will. But when you use it and you get to this place, remember, in the present position. And what is the challenge? Because I know for one, I have no time for adults that still behave as junior high. Their challenge is their emotional storm that they've placed themselves in. Placing themselves in a seat of turmoil. Being unstable. Very much affected. Distracted. Delays, change, sidetracked. They are no longer able to stop that. There are no more delays of them holding up that tower. There is no more distractions to stop them from seeing the truth now. It's being forced. Funny, I just made a post about that. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for that confirmation. Their lustful, forbidden, non-committal sexual energy that they lived by, that root chakra. Is what has gotten them here. I should have made more coffee. What about in the past? In the past, we know that they got signs and synchronicities just as we did. They didn't heal. In the past, they chose not to heal. They chose not to release their old ways, being toxic, being in the South Node, reaching for them higher selves, healing their inner child, doing the work, not even knowing what any of those things mean by definition. They only know the verbiage. Those are the ones that really make me want to grab them by the neck. That use the verbiage and use it wrong. Walking among the readers in the tarot world, thinking that everyone is fake just like them. And that's why these bitches got caught up. Because they hang around a bunch of fake readers that gave them knowledge that was not what it was. Left ear ringing. They refused in the past to do the work. Now they're conflicted, can't find peace, and getting rejected because you have boundaries. Just as I do with mine. Those little stalkers, the little haters, the gossipers, those that think they're in their bag, putting on a show. Because they know they have nothing else to reach for. They're done. They sold themselves out by refusing to heal. And now they want to be mad and angry at you. Oh, you think you better than? Yeah, fucker, I am better than. I chose to be better than. So don't hate because you didn't. Free will. But the free will is not in your hands to try to manipulate, take control of another's mind or heart. See, those are the two that you have to get. When you get those chakras in order, in line, starting from your root on up, the most important ones is that heart chakra and the mind, the chakra, the third eye, the first eye, your crown chakra. Those two have to connect. They need to meet a balance. So you're not too much overly in love with something that you cannot release it, or that you need to have the control. And the other, with the mind, not being an overthinker, not being all up in your head, not thinking like so book context, like those people you know that are dumber than a box of rocks, but they know everything they learned that they can regurgitate from the books that they read. I told one 33-degree warlock, dark, evil warlock, because dark or black does not always mean evil, but these were evil ones with evil intent, cold hearts, blocked heart chakras, only knew how to work their Bane magic, doing love spells, things like that. Ask you certain questions to see how much you know, see what you're going to tell them. Because a lot of them think they know you better than you know yourself. And in some cases, that's very much true. This is why we were first told years back to know yourself. What the hell did people think that meant? Well, I know my daddy from Texas. And that's why I have no friends, because once you cannot communicate and have a conversation with someone and they think what you're saying is funny, and then you ask them why are you laughing, and they say, well, only thing I can do to keep from crying is laugh, make a joke out of it. Those are the people that cannot look at themselves. They cannot be true to themselves. They have to lie to themselves, and they believe their own lies. So let them. You walk away. Be strong. Trust and believe. Your strength will grow. And in the future, what is in the future position? Pain, apprehension, them being in fear, living cautiously, watching their backs, because they've been a jellyback, no spine, a yellow belly zapsucker. That's been stuck in my head ever since I heard a nephew say that when he was like before elementary, probably. I'm like, where'd you hear that from? Oh, fun memories. And what is in the gold position? Oh, card on the floor per usual. They're longing. They're ashamed. They don't really want you to know that they're longing, that they're stalking, craving you, but not really you, but your energy, what they can get off of you. See if they still got that touch. But you remember, as you elevate, as you're going through life, what we call life, this is life. The test, the journey, the path, the choices. And as I told my children when they were wee young, so they would know off the bat, saying I'm sorry does not always fix things. Some things you can't take back. And these mofos are grown and just learning that. By force, not by will. Well, by their own will, but not the will that they wanted. You follow? What is the subconscious placement? They're confused, scattered, running, fleeing, trying to flee the scene. They're uncertain and unsure what their future holds. What's in store for them? Because they've never found the real one that defeated them. They never met someone that had a strong foundation, that loved their inner child, reached for their higher selves and said, fuck you, bitch. Someone that's well established within themselves and confident. Someone of security. And yes, family. Family is what you make it, right? And what is the advice? Oh, shit. They still trying to hide. That they're at their breaking point. They're at their limit and overwhelmed. So what is the advice for them being overwhelmed? The second card on that, or 3? They're at a breaking point, trying to find peace and balance, trying to find harmony, trying to find or wishing that they had true friends, because they're out being rejected by the true one that they did know. The one that probably told they silly asses long ago. And what is in the external? They're wanting to give an apology. But it looks like they're still praying to the wrong one there. Why would you want to have a cross in remembrance of a murder? Why would you be praying with the tool used to murder someone in your hands? But people are so twisted in their minds, they don't think. They still have communion and offering and homage and imagining in their own minds the blood and the flesh of another human being that they are eating. But they don't pay it no mind. They think it's normal. Because everyone does it. And they only know what the Bible they have in their hand says. They don't go outside the box. They don't reach for more. And realize that a lot of us have all the pieces. They'll realize that Islam, Christianity, and of other religions were based on the same thing. We just each got different pieces. Why would your colonizers want you to know everything you needed to know? Why wouldn't they sway you differently? Tell you you're free and unchained, but still keeping you imprisoned. So this is all they know. They run on the same goal. This is an external force in the external position. This is what they've been externally taught to feel and to be and to pretend to act like. That's how we know the truth from the fake. There's a lot of signs that warn us and tell us. And we always know, no matter how much you changed it up, and you were shown that. Now they're very conflicted. Still trying to live it up, having fancy drinks. Thinking they're just hanging out and chilling, but actually they're numbing themselves. Realizing that those multiple choices may not be as multiple as they thought. Or those choices they made were not as wise as they thought. So now, in their hope and fear, intimacy, they want to make a bond. They want to apologize now that they've done all this dirty work. Refusing to heal. Now that they're in this pain and they're confused and they're longing for you and they're in a storm because they chose to be distracted, to delay themselves. Now they're at a breaking point. Can't find peace, can't find harmony because the universe is showing them. And they are rejected. We forgave them a long time ago. It's what they refused to realize and understand. We had to let go. Soulmate, twin flame, mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, auntie, best friend, it don't matter. Including your job. We've all been tested. It was up to you to open your eyes and realize, take this or keep your job and have faith that you're going to live. Take this or don't take this, which I'm sure a lot of people heard and felt that nudge. But they told themselves lies. What would I do? But they say they believe in God. The God in them. Because there is no man in a cloud above. They call him. But there is the universe, the elements, and Mother Nature. This planet, the Earth, Ma'at, which is feminine. This is a feminine planet that's being set right back into its rightful place. And every divine feminine that has a throne will be placed on it. And you low vibe bitches, you Jezebel, you succubus, you incubus, are being removed right now. This is the lesson. So those ones that tickle your ears in their readings, oh girl, he want you. Oh girl, he want to be with you. Oh girl, but you don't hear shit about how he's done healing work. How he loves you, how he's going to cherish you, how he want to have a family with you, how he going to treat you so good and this and that, but he concerned about your what? Those are low vibrational bitches, and that's how they live. The pick-me's. The pick-me's. Learn how they speak. They tell on themselves all day long. And of course, there's a bunch of numbskulls. Oh, girl, yeah, you spoke the truth. Oh, yeah, you did this. Yeah, you. And what the fuck did they learn by the end of the whole entire reading? Except for what they already knew. And if they didn't know, it wasn't them. Because these readings are confirmation of what you already know. I've seen comments where people say, I wish I knew who was stalking me. I wish I knew this. I wish I knew that. Well, you won't ever know. Because you're so lost. It's a shame. But I call them bitches bluff. All day, every day. And they know where I stay. They know what my face looks like. My phone number, my address. But I am highly protected. I've lived and survived through their poisons, their betrayals. They thought that I would break. But now, bitches, you fed me good and taught me well. I'm enjoying this show. Yes, I am. I had months after my, I don't know how many it was. Months, I would say after the first year and a half or so of dealing with the traumas, the healing, the deep healing, being isolated, sleeping on my couch. I had 2 other bedrooms and I'm sleeping in my living room, making that my bedroom. Because I felt better being right next to the door with everything that I was learning. And I had a son living with me and I wanted to make sure he was protected. And that was before I got my ADT. And that was before I knew exactly how powerful I was and how sought after I was. I had no clue. I had no reason to feel that there was some reason that I would be stalked and that it would be so many high elite other people, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, judges, whole cities involved and being manipulated. Identifying certain readers that were doing the manipulation on the twin flame and I. Oh, y'all both tripping. Bitch, you the only one tripping and everybody's gonna know because it's gonna be public for you. That's what I've been told. I've already been seeing it because I've seen you glitch several times. You think you're so sexy. Bitch, please. Too sexy for a YouTube video camera. I see a lot of beautiful tarot readers. Way prettier than you. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Here we go, Queen of Wands. Someone that displays to be confident, have charisma, to be of authority and a leader, to be financially stable. But you always come in the reverse. If not in the reverse, the story usually still comes out how much you a hoe. A dirty, greedy, nasty, give me, give me, give me, lazy, unkempt one. Who is this in this position here, in the present position? Who is this that is in this position here? What is this energy? Damn, are they trying to get to the bottom of the deck? Oh, didn't I say give me? Give me, give me, give me, give me. Ain't that what I just said? This group that's laying sideways. So, yeah. Yeah. A part of that gimme, gimme, gimme group. I need your money. I need your energy. I need this. I need that. Somebody that was working with this group, working in a group, a union. There could be 2, 3, 4, but a group that's being laid the fuck down. They thought if they collaborated on one little old wee chosen one that they would mock and call her a clown because she called herself an ahioka. But they don't fucking realize I'm much more. Hey, we got a lot of pieces. We've lived a lot of lives. And what about this choice of theirs? Oh no, wait a minute. This distraction. Yeah. What is this distraction? It might be that they need you to give to them. They're distracted because they're more than blocked. This falling sideways is they're blocked physically and spiritually. They are entrapped. They are imprisoned in the spiritual realm. So therefore, I'm seeing prison for them coming. They already are trapped in their minds. So there's prison time coming, and they are in despair. They are in need of energy. They're in need of whatever it is that you have that they want. Especially if they made promises to jinns and demons. If they made promises of giving them your soul, your vessel, and they're not getting that, they know what's coming for them. And people that don't believe in possessions, demon possession, they don't believe in CERN either then, right? Y'all better take note. Because the ones that learned the hard way, they learning it hard. They are having nightmares, asleep and awake. They're afraid to open their eyes and they're afraid to close them. I'm getting Freddy Krueger vibes. Nightmares, despair. They're at a breaking point, filled with negativity because they refuse to heal. And they're being called out. What do we need to know about this past energy of them not healing? Judgment. I'm telling y'all. And it's been in a lot of readings, and I've heard it said in other people's readings. Source, the ancestors, the guides, our galactic family has this under control. It don't matter what the hell they say, think, or do, because it won't affect you. These mofos haven't realized that everything that they've been doing has only been affecting them. They're the ones that's feeling in envy and jealousy. They're the ones that's fiending for drugs and alcohol and to look a certain way, afraid of people seeing their true identity because they don't even like themselves. They are already in hell. I hope they realize it. It only goes down from here for you by choice. Now it's out of your hands. The universe has got this. And they're feeling the pain already. A King of Cups. Yeah. We've been hearing about a King and Queen of Cups, King and Queen of Wands, King and Queen of Swords. Yeah, these couples, these duos. It's always a male and female, or in some cases because they're bisexual. So sometimes they come out as the queens in reverse. That's what I've picked up. All that energy is going right back to them. They're in the Eight of Wands. The investment that they invested in is going back to them with speed. They're facing a lot of sudden changes, having to make a lot of fast decisions, but they're stuck. They're going to keep going around and around in circles in their head. Their crown chakra's blown. That's why they're confused, uncertain, unclear. They've been discombobulated for a while. So much to the point that they can't even recognize it in each other. They're so two-faced that even if they did see it in another, they pretend like they didn't, only fucking all themselves up. Trying to get over on themselves and use each other for a come up, working off somebody else. Just nasty. Slimy. I see like a mud pit with people all drenched. You can't even see anything on them. Can't see hair, no eyes, nothing. Just slime looking people trying to, like the crabs in a barrel thing, but it's in a big mud pit. This is what they look like right now. A bunch of goop. But they're longing for your energy because they're melting. They're melting. Oh, they want to find a resolution to this conflict. They're craving you. They want to solve this. They want to fix this. They want to come back to you. And this is where the karmic readers start to feed in. They love you, girl. They want to be with you. They want to cooperate. Yeah, they're going to cooperate with you. They're going to agree with you. Girl. You missed that why. But you're avoiding conflict. This person is only doing it because they're trying to avoid their karma. Stand your guard. Stand your post. And it's also their last stance. It's their last hope. They're fatigued. And they feel like they're near success, I believe. They still believe. And this is the good part. This is why I've cracked up for months and months. When I think back on certain situations. Or I'll hear downloads or get channel messages communicating with my ancestors, because I do it on a daily, all day. And I be cracking up. They're confused, because I knew all this shit was coming. They were living in a fantasy. You just had to hold yourself. Yeah. They're confused, and they're trying to plan on a high priestess. Because they need to find balance. They want to stop this. But they know that you're a high priestess. And they're in a 10 of Wands, or 10 of Swords. And they know that you know that they know you know that they wanted to 10 of Swords you. This has always been their intent. their plan to partner up with you. To partner up with you. And they're only doing this now because they're at a breaking point. They need peace, and you've been still rejecting them. They can't take it. But their deceitfulness has caused a lot of endings. All those swords. Remember I told you when the Eight of Wands, when they were coming in, it's coming in fast. Yeah, it landed. But those wands turned right into more daggers. Look at all these freaking swords. Look at the swords. Conflict, conflict. They're nothing but conflict. They wanted to bring that to you. And you're a high priestess and they know it. See, they only go after what they think they could steal. You have to have something they think is worth stealing. And they do show themselves, so you would know who your stalkers were. You would know a lot of who your haters are, because there are a lot of the ones you had to fucking let go of. And if you're in this spiritual warfare, you've learned lessons. You've learned how to protect yourself. You've even learned how to protect yourself against their black magic. You've learned the signs and signals of what they're doing and when they're doing it. By the signs you get on your own body. The downloads you might get. Yeah. See, this is not a game. This is not something you can fake it till you make it. Because I'm going to call out you fuckers that I see faking it. They're stuck. More than stuck. They're laid down. They've been laid down. If they don't know it, they gon' know it. They're stalling. Their disinterest in actually healing, doing the work, causing stagnation, wanting to cause you stagnation, to lower you down to their vibration. Them standing still has caused them now to be laid down. Now they want to charge in. Knight of Swords energy, more swords. Because they've been hearing, they know about the communication. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm sure all the elements as usual. This fake apology because they're out in the cold. They want to come into the warmth, to be over you, so that you're under them. They're trying to balance. That's what they need to balance themselves out. Is your energy. They're out in the cold. They've been laid down, not sat down. And this was fated. It was fated. You'd call their bluff on their pretending, on these attachments, on these peers, or these third parties that keep wanting chances, that have been living in a fantasy, as you've been living withdrawn, in solitary, connecting, and they're trapped. And now they want to have a commitment. They want to still be dishonest, but they want that divine feminine, divine masculine energy. They're having an epiphany of what's going on. But see, this is how it's been fated to be. For them to dig those holes and to fall in their own traps. But see, they designed them. They made them well. They know all the pieces and all the parts. Just as this high priestess was aware and kept her distance. Let the divine handle anyone that tries to handle you. But do your part. Don't just sit there and thinking if you're doing this all day, If you're pleading and pleading, oh God, oh God, oh God, that's going to get something done. That does not always work. There's cord cuttings. You can make your own Florida water, your own holy water. And if you've been in the depths and the pits with these motherfucking demons, I'm sure you know how to make your own holy water. I'm sure you've learned and been grateful to the planet and to the earth, Mother Earth, where you've been nurturing your plants and learning and educating, because a part of your elevating is your enlightening. And that's on you. How hungry were you? I know I was starving, baby. And I'm still eating good. And I'm talking about knowledge, information that I feed myself, tools that I can use to survive solo dolo. Not by choice, but, well, by choice, because I'm not going to settle with a demon. They've gotten me other lifetimes, but not this one. With this scenario, this story, to have a bunch of haters and to have an ex and his new boo both do spell work on you just blows my mind. How they focus on everything else other than themselves blows my mind. But I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave this on the table, and I'm going to do a second part and go deeper. More confirmation, more detail. With love, peace.